Inflation came in slightly up, which means we're just now starting to get fucked over by the war. Bond yields went down, freeing up cash, allowing Micron to become a trillion-dollar company, beating out Berkshire Hathaway and Walmart. Another reason to kill myself is the upward movement in Dollar Tree when they confirmed that more poor people are being created every day, along with the racing drone manufacturer that popped up 60% when they answered their true calling of becoming a part of the military-industrial complex. The company behind the advanced money-destroying establishments of Caesars, Harrah's, and Eldorado Casino and Resorts have just agreed to a deal to go private because they somehow fumbled the basic economics of running a casino and hotel business, where you literally just need to keep people entertained enough to flush their money down the toilet along with their Fat Tuesdays and whatever regulated substance they took that day. How the fuck do you, it's literally the closest thing to a money printer you can get to. Dell shot up 40% on the news that it secured a multi-billion-dollar deal with the Pentagon and destroyed analysts' expectations by increasing their AI revenue by 750%. He probably did the most unspeakable things to Trump. Or he paid him off. Yeah, probably that, because it doesn't, yeah. Maybe. Obviously, the biggest news this week is that the ceasefire was extended, and yet both sides of the strait continue to shoot missiles and sink boats. I don't fucking know how that works, but Iran does not want to give up their nuclear capabilities without a toll for oil being put into place, and the US doesn't want to go home with nothing, let alone leaving with something exponentially worse than what they entered with. This is a war where nobody wins, and really it's just about whose society breaks first and throws out their leadership. Actually, there is one winner. It's the guy whoever times the market a couple minutes before every Trump tweet. GDP was also revised down by the Federal Reserve from 2.4% growth to 1.6% growth, which is oh fuck. Talking a little bit more about the inflation number, it rose 0.25% across the board, mainly due to the rising gas prices and also 0.5% jump in groceries, which, by the way, is the largest jump we've seen since November of 2022. So remember, the price of oil doesn't just affect, gas prices, it also affects fertilizer, shipping, and packaging. We're just seeing the beginning. Who knows where it's going from here? Literally nothing in this market makes sense anymore, so let's just look at what's going to happen this week. Starting off with Palo Alto Network and CrowdStrike, both reporting on Tuesday and Wednesday. The main thing we're looking for in this earnings report is just to see if their customers are broke as fuck. Software stocks are being picked apart, and if they report deals are taking longer to close or increasingly reliant on flexible financing, or even worse, they're just falling apart, it either signals that the customer's ability to pay or their confidence in these companies to hold up is just crumbling. So anything less than perfect is genuinely going to be a catastrophe for these companies. And it's a similar story for Nvidia's little brother, who reports after hours on Wednesday, where it's expected to beat and raise guidance for the 8th consecutive time. And to be honest, I don't really see why not. Unlike the software stocks, the AI stocks, it's kind of like that one movie scene where everybody's jumping across a really small gap, and then Meta's the dumbass that slips off. And with their legacy businesses really falling off, they're putting all their chips metaphorically and literally on AI. And on Thursday, you have Lululemon and Planet Lab. I like Lulu because it makes money. I, however, fucking hate Lulu because it's Lulu. Every quarter, everybody's looking for an excuse to buy back into this stock. But until you see sales start to recover in North America, which as of late have just been hemorrhaging, and guidance actually stays solid for once instead of being lowered, it's Lululemon's game to lose. And they have become experts at it. And then you have Planet Labs. Planet Labs, if you buy this, I know what kind of person you are. Buy the stock, not the hype. And by the hype, I mean the options. Just don't. Just don't. Just don't. Just don't. You have to make a 10% upwards movement to make any sort of profitability if you're buying options. Don't. Just don't. Just don't. On Monday, you also have the inflation for manufacturing being reported. On Wednesday, service inflation. And then on Friday, you have the jobs report. The jobs report is easily the most important out of those three. A match or beat can signal that employers are starting to feel a little bit more confident in the economy and therefore are starting to hire more jobs for positions that they need in their companies instead of waiting to see where we're going from here. And not to mention, people having jobs means they're still getting paid and then some way and somehow contributing to the market. And that's like everything I have for you. That's what happened this week. That's what's going to happen next week. And if there's anything I missed, please let me know. I'll try to do better next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.